What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream today. It is Tuesday, July 23rd. We're trucking along in July, and we have a good stream, or hopefully it'll be a good stream for you today. I want to give a shout out to the great family I met at the grocery store today. I was getting some items for everybody. I've been just really busy today. I've been just in the trenches, right? Today I filmed about 20, hold on, let me count it, wait. Hold on, 20. Yes, okay, so I filmed about 24 videos today, and doing this stream, so it'll be number 25. So I've been busy today. So in the midst of me being busy, I kind of finished at the right time. So I went to the store and I run into a great family and everything. They actually was from my hometown. We got a lot of people from my hometown actually staying in this area. So shout out to that family that I met, wonderful family. And they said, you know, they've been following way before we even became African Diaspora, the old days, right? So shout out to that family. You know, in the midst of all the things I've been doing today, I've been saying, okay, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to stream about tonight? And then I said, let's talk about something that really, something that happened, something that we just really need to get into about Black folk in America. Let's just have a real conversation about the majority of them. Not all, but the majority. So let me go ahead on and get to the devotional, and we'll be back. And let's just have this conversation, a real conversation about Black America. So let's see, what are we gonna talk about tonight? Let's get with our homeboy, Eric Mays. There we go.
I'm just telling you, I'm gonna let you talk.
Who you talking to? You gonna let? The voters let me. I got voted in. Who you talking to? You gonna let me? I got seconds left.
I want you to know.
Ain't she crazy? How many seconds? Why you? I'm counting your time. Miss Galloway, I'm gonna rule you out of order. You keep talking so much.
Do I have the floor? Do I?
Yes, you do.
You have the floor.
Thank you very much.
What a fool.
We have got to help the city of Flint. We have got to move the city forward. We have got to vote yes on this. Thank you.
Ms. Herkenroder, you the reason that I'm going to vote the way I'm going to vote, because you tried to put words in my mouth like I said you was a racist. You got to stop doing that. You've got to stop doing that.
Ms. Fields, please be very careful in that area. Please.
All I said there was mediation and there were people in rooms. That's not
who in what
confidential.
room and how many.
But I am going to finish saying this.
Well, go ahead.
That's fine. Do you?
It shouldn't be fine. We got folks sitting in business, and I wouldn't care if you was the chair, the sofa, the TV. So you might want a dialogue.
I don't give a.
You don't give a what?
That's what he's
Councilman
trying to do.
So you dialoguing?
There's no dialogue.
It is some dialogue.
There should
You
be
gave
dialogue.
me some
Point of
dialogue.
order. Councilwoman Worthy, what is your point of order? No, I'm not.
You ain't?
I'm not.
You must.
This is a joke.
Stop this abuse.
I'm going to give
It
you
is
a
abuse.
point of order. Personal attacks is out of order. Now, you want to make a personal attack on me, I'm going to tell you something. I'm tired of Ms. Fields calling me racist. I'm tired of you calling me personal names as it relates to women. I'm tired of it. It's wrong. You're out of order. But you keep doing it. Because when I start blasting your butt like I'm doing, everybody already know it's coming from y'all. But don't get beside yourself, Mr. Chairman. If he gonna holler tell me to shut up, you better give him his warning.
I gave you yours.
Give him his. If you gonna discriminate, you gonna let the white man running for mayor holler across and tell this black man to shut up.
I don't want to hear
So when he get loud, I'm gonna get louder. When they go low, I go lower.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our dearly departed brother, Eric Mays. And, you know, on these topics like this, you may have some new people coming in and even maybe some of the Democrat shills. And shout out to the shills. Shout out to you. You doing what you do. You on your job. So, all right, let's get into it tonight. Now, you see what I put down on the lower third. Black Americans want to be comfortable in captivity. Why do you think I put that? They just want to be comfortable in captivity. They don't want to really do nothing for themselves. I'm not talking about all, but I'm talking about probably about the majority, right? I'll say probably about a good 70, 75%. They don't want to do for themselves. They actually want to depend on the folks for everything. They just don't want to deal with racism. Listen, if you could tell them, look, we will run everything. We will guarantee you won't deal with racism. We'll give you some tokenized positions. We're going to run it, though, but we'll give you some tokenized positions, no racism, no police brutality, no any of that. You can just be happy and comfortable and do whatever. You're not going to be in charge of anything, but we'll make sure you're comfortable. The majority of Black America will sign up for that. Then some of those same people will get mad at other groups of people that's not trying to sign up for that. They're actually trying to do for themselves and trying to wedge their way in to get some sort of power in here. Now you may ask, why are you saying that, Phil? Why you said the majority because you got to think about it. It's a minority of Black Americans, and I believe this so. It's a minority of Black Americans that don't want to be in captivity. It's a minority that actually want to control their own economy, control their education, control their own health, control everything on their own and not depend on somebody else. It is a minority. And y'all have to understand, those of you who are in the minority, you dealing with a majority you're fighting against. And you have to understand, they do not want to move off of that. But you have to also remember during the Civil Rights Movement, not all Black folks wanted any kind of freedom either. They were still comfortable in that. And you got to remember, the first person that harmed Martin Luther King was actually a Black person. It wasn't the folks, it was a Black person. But let me get to why I say this. Now, what I'm talking about here, it has nothing to do with Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm actually glad she's running for president, actually. I'm glad. Because her running for president really showed me something that I tried to kind of deny a little bit about a lot of people in Black America. But her running it was a sad reality check I had to have today about Black America. Just a sad reality check. Just very sad. Now, what led me to really understand the reality check I had to have this morning when I thought about all this? What was my reality check? Let me show you what started my reality check. Let me go right here. Let me pull it up on the screen, my reality check. This is the first reality check I had. 40,000 black women rallied behind Kamala Harris's campaign, raising $1.5 million in 3 hours. And I thought about that. Now you can say, well, Phil, that's nothing. I mean, it's millions of black women in this country. They didn't all participate in that. Like I said, it was only a small group, if you think about it, out of the millions of black people. But that's not the point. Of course, the majority did participate in this, but 40,000 people get together in the black community, raise $1.5 million in 3 hours. And I come to realize something, that the only time you mobilize as black people is under two banners, the banner of Democrat and the banner of white Jesus. You would not mobilize under black unless Democrats say it's okay. Let me go to the second thing that I looked at that I said, okay, we need to have this conversation here. The second one, MSNBC. Of course, Joy Reid, right? Black men backing Kamala Harris fuel another fundraising spree. An organizer of Monday's night's virtual Win with Black Men event said more than 53,000 attendees helped raise more than $1.3 million in 4 hours for Harris's campaign. We'll get to a little bit more of that later, but let's just talk about that just on the surface, ladies and gentlemen. This has nothing to do with Vice President Kamala Harris. It's about the mentality of Black America. What they have shown is that they didn't learn anything from Barack Obama. Vice President Harris hasn't promised anything to black people. Didn't promise a thing. All Vice President Kamala Harris has to be is black adjacent. Listen to the words I'm using, black adjacent. What does adjacent mean? Basically, close to. She's black adjacent. That's all we need. See, with Barack Obama, okay, hey, I'll give you a pass with Barack Obama. But after Barack Obama, you should have learned your lesson by now. Clearly, you have not learned your lesson. She hasn't promised Black America anything at all. She has not gave any kind of promises what she's going to do for Black Americans. But like I said, it's not her I got a problem with. She's not my issue. We're living in an economy that is struggling. And it's the Biden-Harris administration in the office. The Biden-Harris administration is sending money to Ukraine, money to Israel, but she was at AIPAC saying she's going to give them all kind of money a while ago. But she tell us she's not only going to do something specifically for black people, but, you know, that's her husband people, right? But this woman has not promised a thing. And I'm sitting up here watching. They started gender warring already. Like it's the gender warring has started. You have all of the males that's running around here, and I've talked about that before. I don't know why is it with a lot of these men who's running around here talking about Democrat, why do y'all got to be sassy and seem buck broken? What is it with that? Like why? I need some explanation about that. But then when people had brought it to their attention, I said people, and I say people, I mean black people, black men and black women. They were asking a question and they said, hey, okay, you raised $1.5 million. Why can't we do this for issues in the community, addressing homelessness, building our own schools, our supermarkets that we don't have in the community that can give us some healthy food? Or man, we can start some medical centers so we can get some actual proper treatment. You know what the response from them was? Do it yourself. Nobody, who's stopping you from doing it? You could do it right now. Host a Zoom and see how many people show up. You know why they don't do it? Because you're not going to show up. Because if it's not underneath the banner of Democrat or white Jesus, you're not showing up. And I can't even say white Jesus. So I'm going to say Democrat. If it's not underneath the banner of Democrat, you're not showing up. That's why they haven't done it. Let's call it what it is. I told you, they're not even focusing on white Jesus no more. Their God is Democrat. That's their God. And whatever that politician is that the Democrats anoint, that's their leader. They don't care about black homelessness. They don't care about that. They don't care about the school to prison pipeline. They don't care about black maternal health. They don't care about black people not having being homeowners. They don't care about black people, having businesses or injection of capital. Black businesses are suffering all over this country right now, bad. How these cities are using permits to get black people out of their business. How people are literally attacking black businesses like the 1960s all over again. They don't care. They don't care about that. All they care about is getting a black adjacent woman in the White House. They haven't promised us anything. And then let's move to the black men, because they're not going to be outdone, right? And we know what kind of black men this is. So I'm not going to say that's the rank and file black man. So you got that kind of black male who don't have no bass in his voice. That kind of black male. Oh, I'm not going to let these women outdo me. I'm going to show I can do it, right? Because the shaming tactics work on them. So they're not out here looking about true reform for criminal justice reform with the brothers. They're not trying to donate millions of dollars to grassroots organizations that's out here on the ground and solidified to be fighting police brutality cases. Or, hey, can we take this money to put some of this towards some legal funds to get some of our people out of prison, or whatever the case may be. The same thing they said to them, hey man, we could be doing this and that and third. You go do it then. We did it, you do it. People are not gonna show up for that because it's not underneath the banner of Democrat. So it leads me to believe one thing. The majority of you are put it like this, the majority, if they would reinstitute slavery, but this wouldn't be with the brutality version of it. This won't be brutal or the essay side of it, but it's still slavery, but it just won't be brutal, or it just won't be the essay side of it. Nothing brutal or nasty and nothing like that. A lot of them will sign up for it. Yeah, Michelle, look, Michelle, I'm feeling like you, Michelle. I'm feeling just like you. Because I said that, hey, look, when it came to Biden, I said this, if Biden wins that election, I said this, I'm not saying nothing negative about Joe Biden. If Kamala Harris wins this election, I'm not saying nothing negative about Kamala Harris. Whatever she do and they complain, I'm going to ride down on them and say, hey, that's what you wanted. I ain't gonna say nothing negative about her. Not at all. But I'm gonna tell you this much. Let me tell the black people something that want freedom. Let me tell you the black people that actually want to control something and have a destiny for yourself. I am truly, truly now understanding the scripture like never before. That all will not be saved. Much as you want to save them, they will not be saved. You have to understand more and more every day, only a third will be saved. I understand it more today than I have ever understood it. Only a third. And if you are in that third, God bless you. If you are in that third. But the majority, the 2/3 gonna pass away because they don't have what it takes to be free. I understand why Harriet Tubman took that shotgun with her. Oh, I understand. Because y'all have to understand, the same spirit that was in them people that Harriet Tubman was trying to get to freedom is in these people today too. Not everybody's ancestor was courageous. Some of the ancestors was fine on that plantation. Some of the ancestors didn't want to escape. Some of the ancestors actually turned other black folks in to the slave master when they trying to rise up on them. Some of the ancestors was clearly kicked off the plantation after they had to release them. Some of the ancestors say, well, master, I don't want to go nowhere. I want to stay with you. Some of the ancestors was that way. We talk about these great stories about slavery with some of our people being heroic, but some of our people was not heroic. It's the truth. They carry the same lineage of their family, just like you may carry the same lineage of your family. And trust me, the same vile and vicious talk that they do to you today, because you want to focus on some sort of wisdom, independence, and freedom of thought, the same attitude on the plantation. Hey man, look, we can't be in slavery like this, man. Man, we gotta plan something, get up all this plantation. And I want to burn master's house down. I want to do all that. What you want to do that for? We got it good over here. We deal with some problems, but we got a place to stay. We got food. Like, what's wrong with you? What you doing all that talk about escaping for? You talking crazy. The same attitude today from the Democrat shills. What you doing talking about against a Democrat? What's wrong with you? You a sellout. You hate black women. Y'all misogynist for not want to vote for this woman. It's the same attitude, y'all. The same attitude. Nothing has changed. We're talking about our people. We're not talking about others. Not everybody's ancestor was brave. That same spirit of cowardice is still in our lineage too. People like that, Buckhorst, do not want to repent. They don't want to follow thus saith the Lord. They want to follow thus saith Democrat. Their God is man. If this person get in office, my life is over. And if this person get in office, oh my God, I'm going to be saved. And the God you serve is going to show you how much of a God they are. So don't tell me you care about issues. I'm talking about the majority. Don't tell me you care about the black community. You don't. And like I said, boy, when that DNC convention happen next month in Chicago, it's going to be the Plantation Jubilee. And I'm going to sit back and watch it too. I want to see it. Oh, it's about, oh boy. It's about to be some performing. I wouldn't be shocked if Beyonce come out, Jay-Z, because when I seen Tina Knowles talking about Kamala, I said, Beyonce may come out. They mentioning Taylor Swift's name and all these different people. I said, oh boy. I said, they about to lay it on thick in Hollywood and the music industry. But the question I have is, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got it completely wrong. I'm human. I could be wrong. Could y'all tell me, what has she promised black Americans for all this kind of mobilizing and support? What did she promise? What did she promise? Maybe I missed the memo. Maybe she posted something on her website for black Americans and I just missed out and I didn't see it. What did she promise? And I don't care about mentioning Trump. Well, every time you mention what did they do for you or what the promises are, well, Trump, forget Trump. Who cares what Trump's doing? Y'all not mobilizing for Trump. Y'all not getting on live streams or Zoom calls for Trump. So forget Trump. What has she promised you to do that? If y'all could answer me, like I said, give me what she's promised. Has she promised reparations in the form of cash payments? Has she changed her stance from this?
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Has she changed her stance from that? Maybe she has. And I just didn't get the memo. Did she say that she's going to, hey, put reparations on my desk in the form of cash payments? I'm going to sign it. Did she say it and I missed it? Maybe y'all could email me the video. I'll play it right now if she said that. Hell, if she going to do reparations, I'll give her a donation. I'll vote for her. At that point, if she going to do reparations. What has she promised? I just want to know. I'm just saying, what if she promised something? Can y'all tell me? I'm looking, but I don't see nobody saying anything that she's promised. What has she promised? Did she promise an anti-black hate crime bill? I heard her today mentioning the George Floyd Policing Act and all of that was killed by Democrats. It wasn't killed by Republicans. Oh, Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, they were Democrats. How is it that those two is the only ones that stopped the George Floyd bill? If y'all sat there and took out the President of the United States, listen to me. They got Joe Biden out of there. They got him out. So you mean to tell me you can get the President of the United States to stand down on re-election, but you can't control Joe Manchin or Kristen Sinema at the time? I don't believe that. Where was the donors at that time telling them, hey, you need to vote for that George Floyd bill? Where were they at? Since the donors run the party, not you voters. Where was the donors at then? You know what I believe would happen? I believe they went in the back room, like they went in the back room by Joe Biden, and they say, look, we gotta do this George Floyd bill. We don't want it to pass, but we gotta do this George Floyd bill. So listen, Joe Manchin, do you mind being a villain? You're like, care about that. Kristen Sinema, you don't mind being a villain? I don't care about them in that either. Okay, cool. So we're gonna put the bill up. Y'all stall it out. That way I can come back to them and say we tried, but hey, it was them. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be the bad guy, and then y'all look good. They're still gonna come out and vote. They say, okay, cool. All right, break. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Every time it's something for black people, it's mysterious, there's something wrong. Well, we don't have enough people in the Senate, so it's a filibuster. And they work with the Republicans too. Hey, Republicans, look, we're going to put this bill up, but I need y'all to filibuster. Because look, we both don't want them to have that bill. I mean, we both agree with that, right? Okay, cool. So just filibuster. It'll make you look good on your side, and then we both look good, actually. So just filibuster this bill. Okay, cool. All right, break. Y'all think that don't happen? Y'all really think that don't happen? Like these people don't talk? Y'all think these people are mortal enemies or something? Have y'all ever went to a courtroom before? Have you ever seen two attorneys just arguing and like they hate each other in court? And then after court, you see them saying two attorneys, and they talking, chopping it up, everything. They best of buddies. They going to lunch after they were literally at each other's throats in the courtroom like they were about to fight. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's funny. This whole convo does not make any sense. Okay, this is a Democrat shield. I already know. It makes plenty of sense because of what they did to Joe Biden and how they did it. It makes plenty of sense. Because when they want to pass a bill, they pass it. bipartisan. They passed it. Look at that Asian hate crime bill. It was bipartisan support on that. Nobody stood against it. Matter of fact, they got rid of the filibuster to pass that bill. They got rid of it. Because the filibuster isn't a constitutional law. It's just a Senate rule that they can abide by or not. And the filibuster was really created, if you go back in history, to stop legislation for us. Oh, Stacey Abrams is coming out. Oh, yeah, she's coming out. She's coming out. Joy Reid. Well, in the podcast, at least you'll see her here tonight. But I talked about that, how up until this election, they about to go in. They about to go in, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, well, listen, that's the only way you can explain it. So they let Manchin and Kristen Sinema be the bad cop, right? Be the bad guy. Joe Manchin, the reason why they did that, they said, why choose Joe Manchin? Have any of y'all been to West Virginia? I have. Trust me, Joe Manchin is safe in West Virginia doing that. He doesn't live in a district where he's worried about black folks voting for him. West Virginia, for the most part, is a white enclave. So him blocking the George Floyd bill, he's the perfect choice for that. Kristen Sinema, her district wasn't full of black folk. Her district was whites and Hispanics. So her being the bad woman don't really hurt them like that. So notice, let's say it wasn't no backroom dealing. They wouldn't say, hey, we're going to put it on you or whatever. Fine. Why did they stop talking about it? Why didn't they bring that to Black America and say, hey, those two people right there holding up democracy, holding up freedom, and bringing it to Black America, keep preaching. The Congressional Black Caucus, listen to me, because they in on it too. The Congressional Black Caucus didn't say, hey, this George Floyd bill, these two people, because they call anybody racist, right? Hey, they racist because they don't want black people to be protected by the police. The Congressional Black Caucus didn't even come out and speak about this and condemn them and stayed on it about the George Floyd bill. You didn't hear it no more. They said, oh, well, we couldn't do it. Well, sorry about that. Moving on. Even the Congressional Black Caucus didn't do it. I know it hurts your feelings. I know it hurts your feelings. I know it hurts your feelings. I know. But it's the truth. I can't speak no other way because I literally can see it. I see the way the moves are being made, y'all. So you got nothing out of the Biden-Harris administration, and you still on this symbolism. Symbolism still works for a lot of you. What prize are you going to get by a black adjacent woman becoming the president? What are you going to get? What did we get with Barack Obama? What did we actually get? After the 8 years of Barack Obama, Obama led everybody into Trump. Do you understand that? Barack Obama's presidency gave way to Donald Trump in 2016. But nobody talks about that. How did he go from, oh my God, the first black president, to voting for Trump? Black Americans didn't get anything out of Barack Obama. If you're LGBT, yeah, Barack Obama was your guy. If you were a DACA, it can't say DACA, it wasn't DACA, but if you was an immigrant, you love Barack Obama because he created DACA. Trump tried so many times to get rid of it, and he couldn't do it. Now, he may could try it now because of the Supreme Court, But he couldn't get rid of it at the time. What thing that we could look this? Listen, Obama told us, protect my legacy. Go and vote Hillary Clinton. Why didn't black people go vote for Hillary Clinton? Why? Because if Obama did right by us, we'd say, oh, okay, yeah, man, we'll vote for Hillary Clinton. But no, they did not vote for Hillary Clinton. Then the Democrats pulled that shady move at the convention. Bernie Sanders had the juice, and they robbed him of the nomination and gave it to Hillary. They don't even believe in democracy. I told y'all a long time ago, they don't believe in democracy. They believe in authoritarianism. At least I give the Republicans this. At least they ran a primary, and they had candidates in their primary, and they just said, you know what, we picking Trump. That's it. We don't want no primary. Forget that. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. So we didn't get nothing from Barack Obama. He didn't promise us anything either. Now you're about to do Obama 2.0. And she hasn't promised anything. But we're supposed to vote for her because she's black adjacent. But then you want to get mad when the right wing say identity politics. You want to get mad at that statement, but is that not really classic identity politics? I'm only voting for this. I only vote for this person because of their color. I'm not voting for them because of their policy. That's what I vote for them for. Fishing with Rick, appreciate you. You say about the third? Yeah, bruh. I'm more convinced than ever about that third. And as I go along, Rick, Eric Gray said, if you ever get a chance, it'll be awesome to interview Black Panther elders, such as Lorenzo, Comer Irvin, and okay. If I have time, I can try to reach out to who I can. But I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Don't waste your time or your spirit arguing with them people either. Don't do that. Don't try to convince them. If they want to vote for somebody that's not going to promise anything, it's their right. They can vote for what they want to. But at the same time, as I say, it's their right. It's also your right if you don't want to vote for that person. It's your right if you want to choose the couch. It's your right if you want to vote third party. It's your right if you want to vote Trump. Matter of fact, stop saying to people who you're going to vote for. Let's get back to that. Somebody asks you who you voting for, like, that's a private matter. I'm not telling you that. When people ask you about that, because they're going to be pressing you. Hey, who you voting for? Like it's a gang or something. Pressing you on like, what set you claim? Blue? You better say blue or it's about to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So no, I want y'all to start telling people who you voting for. So I'm not discussing that. And they may try to say, you don't want to say, you must be voting for Trump. I'm not telling you who I'm voting for. I may not even vote. You ever thought about that? I'm not telling you anything. It's not your business. But I'm looking at everything, but it's just not your business. Why are you asking my personal business? Because you go in the voting booth, you're by yourself. Nobody's with you. A crowd of people is not with you when you go to vote. So since a crowd of people is not with you when you go to vote, it's a personal matter. Now, Nicole, if you want to say you voting for you, that's cool. I wouldn't tell them that. I wouldn't tell them anything. Ain't your business who I vote for. I may vote for the couch, but it ain't your business if I choose to vote for the couch. It's what it's called, voting rights. I have a right to vote for whoever I would like to vote for. I don't have to vote for somebody because you say so. Leave me alone. Go find you something to do. Go ask your mammy who she voting for. Don't ask me. Okay, Miss Earl Grey, if you team Kamala, I'm happy for you. It is your voting rights to vote for Kamala if you so choose to. I'm not against it. She didn't promise anything, at least for me, she got to promise, she got to give something. I'm not giving my vote away to her for nothing. Sorry. I was not doing it. But hey, it's your right. I'm not mad at you. Oh, what y'all say about Candace? I saw her talking slick about Candace. I like it once again. I don't care about Candace. Everybody keep bringing up her past or Willie Brown. I don't care. To me, that's lowbrow conversation. That's so lowbrow. Focus on the issues. Who cares about what somebody did in the past? Who they sleep with? Who cares? People in this country sometimes just nasty and perverted. Always worrying about what somebody did with their private parts. Worry about what you doing with yours. Candace. Worry about what another woman was doing. Let's talk about what you were doing with yours. Around all them guys like Charlie Kirk and all of them. Because I know how they treat black women and how they try to 304 you out. Why don't you talk about your past? Sitting up here talking about Kamala. And I'm not defending Kamala, but I'm saying I don't like all that. Worrying about somebody's past, what they do in their bedroom. That's their business. It has nothing to do with me or you. And Herbert, you have every right to vote for Trump. It's your voting rights. You can vote for Trump. You can vote for Kamala. You can vote for the couch. You can vote third party. You can vote for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Vote for whoever you want to vote for. Just don't let nobody pressure you. Thank you, Lee Edward. Appreciate that. Because Candace Owens, all them people that's talking about Kamala's past or whatever, most of them people in politics are perverts anyway. Most of them are perverts. They got side chicks. Some of them out there got issues with underage girls and children. What's that, Matt Gaetz? Like, look at him. He was caught up on something about some underage girls. Republican. You got Democrat people, perverts. What was that Katie, that other one that left Congress, they got caught up with her perversion. Katie something. Y'all, what's her last name? That Democrat woman, the blonde. That's just perverts. A lot of them perverts up there. They're sleeping with each other's wives, husbands. They're doing all kind of weird things up there. Don't let them business suits and dresses they wear fool y'all. They perverts. Josephine, they going to complain, Josephine, because this is going to happen. Let's say Kamala Harris wins the election. What's going to happen is they're going to have their black adjacent president, and it's going to be a beautiful sight to see for them. And why does she call herself Harris? Can we talk about that for a minute? She's married. Her husband's last name is Imhoff. Why is she calling herself Kamala Harris and not Kamala Imhoff? Man, I don't have a problem if I'm married, my wife, and she don't want to take my last name. She calling herself Kamala Harris and not Kamala Imhoff. She's been married to this man for a hot minute, and she won't even call this man's last name in public. I don't know. Okay, well, appreciate you out there in Hawaii. Shout out to Hawaii. You say every time you hear her name, you think about the 1994 crime bill because she locked up a group of black men. I can't. Well, but check this out. If you bring that up, this is what they're going to say. Well, Donald Trump posted an ad about the Central Park 5. Okay, he posted an ad. Yes, he did. Was he wrong for that? Yes, he was wrong. But was Donald Trump Linda Fairstein, the prosecutor? You talk more about with Trump than Linda Fairstein that railroaded those boys and got them boys locked up. That's number one. Kamala put more people in jail than Donald Trump did with an ad. Almost 2,000 black men. And don't even talk about the truancy laws, how many black women, mothers that were locked up under her truancy laws, and that she laughed about it. These are black women that were locked up underneath her. And also Hispanic women as well. But this is what they say to that. Well, it was her job to do that. She had to do her job. I'm like, wow, so we caping for the police and prosecutors now? What happened to all that? Man, that's the ops and all that. And all of a sudden it's Kamala. It's like, she had to do her job. Those black people, they should have did wrong and they wouldn't have got locked up. That's what they're saying now, guys and ladies. They defending law. So I guess, shoot, y'all law and order now? I mean, this is how deep it goes. Now they're law and order now. Oh, man. Lord, you 2/3. You are now law and order because your black adjacent candidate was a prosecutor locking up black people, keeping black people locked up in jail longer so they can clean the jail. It took judges to get them out because she didn't want to let them go. But she was just doing her job. This is what they're saying. This is what they're saying. Listen, go to TikTok. Just start scrolling what they're saying on TikTok. Just go to the comments. I'm a firm believer going to the comments. And look at what people are saying on some of these videos. And let me tell you, Democrat Shield, something. You said I'm Caribbean St. Vincent, Couch 2024. Okay, well, shout out to St. Vincent. You Democrat Shields, you are going to make people not vote for Kamala. Let me tell you why. You're being so aggressive. I think they've turned up their aggression and nastiness times 10. You thought they were bad with Biden? Oh no. Actually, it was nice with Biden. But they turned it up 10 notches about Kamala. They're being very nasty. They're being misandrist, very misandrist. Trolling people. I mean, it's crazy. And people are going to get sick and tired of that. You have black women. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me show you something I saw on X. Let me pull this up. A hashtag I saw on X. Give me a second. About these black women. Give me a second. Oh yeah, it trended. Okay. Let me see. It was a bunch of women kind of posting this. Hold on, make sure to go through this the right way. But I'm seeing a bunch of women on here. Just let me see if I can pull it up. I've been seeing this on X, talking about this True Foundation Black American Woman is not voting for Kamala Harris. Hashtag Kamala is not black. I've been seeing a lot of women do that, but on here I got a look at another black woman here talking about Kamala pretending to be spending the week blackfishing on a campaign trail. But you know, this website, I gotta kind of watch what I put on here because you just never know. Another black woman calling them out. Look at the Mindy Kaling thing.
But I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president. Yeah. So we're both Indian, yes, but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people we're related already, so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so, do you raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food. Lots of rice and yogurt, potato curry, dal, lots of dal, idli.
Yes, idli. That's a deep cut.
Okay, all right. So let me stop it right there. Okay. Now, did y'all grow up eating dal? I just want to know. Did y'all grow up eating dal? D-A-L. Did y'all grow up eating that? What about rice and yogurt? Did y'all grow up eating rice and yogurt? I didn't. Now, what I grew up with is fried pork chops, smothered pork chops, yams, mustard green, collard green, black-eyed peas. I grew up with cornbread in the skillet, the cast iron skillet. We had rice, white rice, right? That sticky rice. We had all kind of beans. You know, you had your pinto beans for sure, your pork and beans. I can go through all the beans we had. I've had hog head cheese. Grew up with hog head cheese, boudin, crawfish, barbecuing, turkey necks in the roaster pan in the oven, or sometime on the pit. Have you some good turkey necks. Grew up with that. I grew up with gumbo. Whether it's seafood gumbo, okra gumbo. I used to eat okra and rice that my grandmother throw down on. And the okra didn't have no slime in it. Oh, I can't stand somebody don't know how to cook okra. I grew up getting fresh watermelon out the garden. I didn't grow up with no rice and yogurt, no dal. Shout out to her and East Indian people and their food. I like Indian food, it's good. But to say you're Black American, she just said what she grew up eating. That's not us. So that's why I used to term Black adjacent. There's okay. Here we go, Elmer's. What did Trump grow up eating? I don't care. What did he grow up eating? I'm not talking about him. Nobody said Trump was black either. No, I didn't eat chitlins. I didn't eat chitlins at all. I didn't eat chitlins. No, I didn't eat. We didn't eat trash panda or nothing like that. No, we didn't go that far. At least not my family. Homemade pecan candy, homemade biscuits. I didn't even know what instant pancakes were until I got grown, because all the pancakes I ate was made from scratch at home. I didn't know what no Pillsbury was until I got grown. Like I said, we didn't eat that growing up. So how are you gonna say that? And then you look at her father. Her father was Jamaican and Indian. And then he married an East Indian woman and had Kamala. So technically, you can't even say he's 100% Jamaican. He wasn't no dark-skinned brother from Jamaica. He was half Indian, half Jamaican, then he got with an Indian woman, so she's more Indian, technically, biologically. She's more Indian than Jamaican. We're just looking at her parents. Yeah, everything was made from scratch. Everything was made from scratch. You doggone right. Everything. That self-rising flour did wonders. I've heard that term before with Jamaicans. I've heard that term. Turnip greens, oh yes. Turnip greens, yes. Definitely got to have your turnip greens. And in all your greens, you got to put some salt meat or salt pork. They would call it salt meat, but it's salt pork. You got to put that in there. It's not right. You always, and you know, all these people today, I've been doing some research into a lot of people, all this colon cancer, and they're saying you're not having fiber. Black Americans grew up with a lot of fiber because we have beans with every meal. Different beans. You always had to have a bean, a rice, a meat, some gravy, something. You got to definitely have some beans on that plate. If you're not gonna have nothing else, you're gonna have rice and beans. I remember I used to ask my grandma, why we eat beans all the time? Well, them beans stick to your ribs, and that rice together, it sticks to your ribs. That way you're not gonna always be hungry. Because see, black people always had to know how to stretch food and just know how to feed their family. Sometimes you may not have much, but you give somebody some rice and beans and maybe some sort of meat, you good on that. See, especially you say with them growing teenage boys that just want to eat all the time, you got to give them all the beans and rice you can, because they'll eat you out of house and home. And now today, nobody eat beans no more every day. And the doctors are saying all that processed meat and no fiber, because the standard American diet has no fiber in it. These people are so wicked. They strip the fiber out of the food. Why? Because if you have fiber in your food, you don't eat as much. So you strip the fiber out of the food, you eat more. And because Americans aren't eating enough fiber and eating a bunch of processed meat, it's leading a lot of people, even younger people now, to get colon cancer. So prioritize fiber in your diet. You can get fiber through oatmeal. Look, eat oatmeal every morning if you want to. Eat you some beans. Fruits got fiber in it, like apple is got fiber, bananas got fiber. Like, prioritize fiber in your diet. You need to be going to the bathroom every day. If you're not going to the bathroom in a week, something wrong. If you're not going to the bathroom for 4 days, number 2, something wrong. You need to be going every day. And if you're not, eat you some fiber. I promise you, you will go. Eat you about 2 or 3 packs of that good oatmeal. Watch, you will be going. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, the beans, yes, the pinto. Yeah, my grandma make lima, navy beans for sure. You definitely got to have that navy bean. My favorite was black eyed peas. That was my favorite. Black eyed pea was my favorite. The kidney beans, the red kidney bean, that was also great too. Lentils are beautiful. Beans are just wonderful things. They're wonderful. A good bean soup in the wintertime, man, you can't take that away, and that's full of fiber. A good bean soup. Bean soup is real good. My grandmother would make a homemade chicken pot pie. Homemade, not store-bought, homemade. Way better than that mess they would have in the store. Everything was at home. So if you're not eating your beans, you're not eating your fruit, you're not going to the bathroom, please start today. If you can get at least 20 to 25 grams of fiber a day, try to. Because that standard American diet is messing people up, man. But anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the show tonight. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. It's very important. Make sure you click the like button. Also, there's only 9 spots left on the Ethiopia trip. Just got informed. It's only 9 spots now. So if you want to go, it's ticking away. Make sure you go to, we'll put the link in the pinned comment. That way you can sign up or look at the itinerary. But there's only 9 spots left. There's not much. So be there or be square. You'll get secure when you put down your deposit. And make sure to download the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. I greatly appreciate everyone who has downloaded the app, who has joined us, who is supporting our show. We have, some things we're working on right now that's going to be coming to the app, definitely. And I can't wait for y'all to see some of this stuff. We have some documentaries I want to work on that's going to be coming to the app as well. So we have a lot going on, right? A lot. So you want to be there on the app. Also, even with the streams, sometime I may have to take a stream down for whatever the reason, and this stream in its entirety will be on the app. So if you stream, like, where'd that stream, where'd it go? It's on the app. It's not going to move from there. So thank y'all for being here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on African Diaspora News Channel. You're probably not going to get a notification, so don't expect one. If you do, great, but probably won't. So make sure you just come back and check yourself tomorrow. I don't know what the stream going to be tomorrow, the topic. I guess I'll find out sometime tomorrow, but make sure you also go to the Phillip Scott podcast. For 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have our podcast that'll be going. And make sure you subscribe to our travel channel, My Lume's Exodus. If you like the entertainment side of things, we have the Phillip Scott show, and also our second news channel, the Black Congregation. Make sure you subscribe to everything we have to keep up with all what we do over here.